So, why you run? You talk about what were the for those who should, who can, and those who can't. Talk me through that.
Oh, well, this is this is the crux of it all, Ben. This is what I believe, man, and that's it's compassion, it's gratitude. I think it's self-awareness. I think that's what it comes down to. And ask yourself why you do anything, and I hope for us all that we can find at least one of those three things there. Um, but, I said in the video that I I've got many reasons to run, and you know, I was deeply, deeply shocked. Um, especially in 2020 at the injustice that was happening all over the world, but particularly in the United States. Ahmaud Arbery's death whilst running, his brutal murder, was something that at the time I was running. This was in one of those brief periods where I was doing my 5Ks, and I felt deeply, deeply attacked and saddened by this prospect that an innocent man running would be gunned down. And um, it's a weird thing, it's a weird thing crying while running. And I think there's something primarily quite pleasing about it. I've done it in all of my marathons, and something that happens in training a lot. And I think that was the first time I ever cried during a run. Um, it was actually a friend of mine had asked me to post on Strava after that run to use the hashtag run for Ahmaud Arbery. And as I came to the end of the run, I thought about putting that on my Strava, and it just brought me to so many tears, man. It really did. And I spoke in that video about how, being a man with white skin, it's unlikely that I'll ever be gunned down really anywhere in the world based on prejudice. And I'll never understand what it's like to have that right taken away from me to go for a run based on the colour of my skin. And that I don't think means that I shouldn't talk about it. And it's not something that ever leaves my head, quite honestly. I think of so many people in the world that live in fear, particularly women. Back where I'm from in London, the attacks on female runners it's awful. It's a number that keeps growing, and I don't know why, but it pains me. I find it incredibly sad. And I think the reason I mention this is because in these awful stories, I feel compassion, of course. I feel empathy. I feel self-awareness, of course, because how bloody lucky am I? There's the gratitude.